Hello everyone. So today I'm going to explain a new drama. Our female lead's name is Chamuhi, and she is a very successful celebrity. At this time, she has gone abroad to shoot an international project. While performing in a show there, she reaches a very high point in her career. After putting in a lot of energy, she is supposed to have some interaction with her co-star. This is where we are shown a studio scene. Her translator is sitting there, and this translator is actually the male lead of the drama. His name is Hoojin. Since it is an international project, different languages are required, which is why Hoojin stays connected with her at all times. That day, the same thing is happening again. The project is with a Japanese actor named Kurosawa. They have already completed the shoot, but during the ending segment, the two of them have a short interaction while a show is ongoing. Kurosawa says that today, the scenery looks especially beautiful, more beautiful than usual. Everything he says is being translated by Hoojin. His translation is so impressive that it feels like he isn't just translating words, but emotions as well. While talking, Kurosawa goes a bit too far. He says that he has seen this scene many times before, but today it looks more beautiful because Chamuhi is part of it. Then he openly confesses, saying that he loves her and likes her very much. Here, I'd like to request you to subscribe my channel. Thank you. Now, coming back to our story, Chamuhi waits for her translator to tell her what the man in front of her is saying, but Hoojin stays silent. He almost freezes. He doesn't know whether he should translate the confession or not. Deep down, he may like Chamuhi himself, but when everyone starts looking at him, he has no choice. He finally says, "Ms. Chamuhi, he has confessed his love to you." Hearing this, Chamuhi is completely shocked, and the scene immediately shifts. We are taken 1 year back into a flashback. This is a time when Hoojin is not working for Chamuhi and hasn't even met her yet. He is working as an interpreter for a novelist at a conference. His translation is excellent, and at the end, the writer thanks him and gives him a gift. The writer admits that he often drinks too much, loses control, and says inappropriate things, but Hoojin always manages the translation so skillfully that the writer doesn't want any other interpreter. After the job is done, Hoojin goes out alone, wandering through memories, and ends up at a very old, traditional restaurant hidden in narrow streets. At the same time, Chamuhi arrives in Japan. Back then, she is a struggling actress. Calling her a celebrity would be inaccurate, because no one recognizes her. While Hoojin is traveling by train, Chamuhi happens to be on the same train. He starts remembering his past, especially a girl who seems to be his first love. He feels like he may have met her for the first time on this very train. Meanwhile, Chamuhi is heartbroken. She has come to Japan to confront something, to seek answers, and possibly revenge. While reading a post, she reaches a restaurant, which turns out to be her destination. She wants to find out why her boyfriend broke up with her and which woman caused it. She has learned that he left her because of a chef working at this restaurant. However, the language barrier is severe. She tries using a translation app, but it doesn't work properly. It fails to convey her emotions and tone. Frustrated and angry, she says many harsh things and even throws in a couple of curses, believing that no one around understands her language. What she doesn't realize is that Hoojin is sitting right next to her. He's holding a brochure, pretending to read a different language. Later, she realizes it's Korean. She accuses him of pretending not to understand so he could listen to her story, sarcastically saying that he must be enjoying the drama of her broken heart. At that moment, a child suddenly falls ill. The child is with a tourist family who don't speak the local language. They are Italian. Hoojin immediately steps in, translates for them, helps during the emergency, and even escorts the child to the ambulance. Before leaving, he gives the child's mother her number in case she needs further translation help. In the rush, he leaves his belongings with Chamuhi.
When he returns, Chamuhee is waiting for him. She apologizes for misunderstanding him and asks if he can help translate for her because her situation has become very difficult. Hoojin agrees, but firmly says he will not translate insults. She accepts.
Inside the restaurant, Chamuhee realizes that the woman she thought was her boyfriend's lover is not the one. Instead, another chef appears, and she is pregnant. Chamuhee is stunned. Her boyfriend broke up with her 3 months ago, yet this woman is 7 months pregnant. That means he didn't just break up with her, he cheated on her. Overwhelmed, Chamuhee runs out without saying anything. The pregnant woman then explains to Hoojan that the man Chamuhee calls her boyfriend was actually her first love. However, the baby is not his. It belongs to her ex-husband, whom she is now divorced from. She admits that this is a very difficult time for her. Hoojan goes outside and explains everything to Chamuhee. He tells her that her boyfriend's child is not the woman's, that the breakup has already happened, and that chasing the truth further will only reopen her wounds. He advises her to move on and stop doubting them. Chamuhee becomes angry. She argues that she traveled so far, endured the language barrier, and suffered so much. Was that not love? Why does her love seem invisible while theirs is considered real? She asks him to go back inside with her because she still wants to talk. Hoojan says he knows she wants to release her anger and that she doesn't need a translator to break things, but Chamuhee insists that she wants to talk calmly. Back inside, Chamuhee says harsh things, accusing the woman of stealing her boyfriend by playing a sympathy game. Hoojan softens the translation, choosing gentle words instead. The pregnant woman, however, becomes furious and responds sharply. She reveals that she and the man are each other's first love, that he fell for her when he came to Japan to study, and that later she lost him because another woman appeared, portraying herself as helpless, lonely, and broken. At this moment, it becomes clear that both women are accusing each other of the same thing, being a third wheel and manipulating sympathy. Hoojan starts translating, but Chamuhee stops him. She says she understands everything now. She doesn't need words anymore. She has read the emotions. She's afraid she'll cry in front of them and lose her dignity. Hoojan gently pulls her into his shoulder as she quietly cries behind him. Hoojan tells the pregnant woman that Chamuhee only came to talk and even brought a gift for her. He scolds her for being so rude. The gift he gives her is the same one the novelist had given him earlier. After that, Hoojan and Chamuhee leave. Outside, Chamuhee asks if the gift was expensive and offers to pay for it. She thanks him for saving her dignity. Hoojan tells her it's nothing, and they part ways. After walking a little further, Chamuhee hears a phone ringing in her pocket. It isn't hers. It's Hoojan's phone, which she forgot to return. She runs back and gives it to him. The call is from the Italian woman, who thanks him and tells him that the child is fine. As a token of gratitude, she offers them a fully paid dinner reservation. Hoojan hesitates but accepts the gift. He then asks Chamuhee if she would like to join him for dinner. She agrees, saying it's better than eating alone. Since there's time before dinner, they decide to walk around. While strolling, Chamuhee talks about herself. She says she's an actress who's worked in many projects, but only in very short roles, so no one recognizes her. She mentions that she's about to reach 10,000 followers on Instagram and jokingly asks him to follow her to help complete the milestone. Near the sea, they stop to admire a beautiful view. Chamuhee asks if he has been there before. He says yes, many times. She senses he has a love story of his own and asks him to share it. Initially, he refuses, saying there's no reason to share personal things with a stranger, but she replies that it's easier to share with strangers since they'll never meet again. Hoojan finally tells her about a woman who once asked him for an entire island as a gift. It's her birthday today, and he came to celebrate it, but she celebrates her birthdays with someone else now. As they search for the restaurant, a train passes between them and the gates close. At that moment, Hoojan receives an important call. He has to go find someone at the same place they had just left. He tells Chamuhee to go ahead alone, enjoy dinner, and not wait for him. Chamuhee encourages him to go and test his love and his life.
As the train passes, Ujan disappears from sight. Chamuhi feels a small sense of regret. She didn't even take his number. She wonders if he'll ever follow her on Instagram or if this really was their last meeting, destined to remain anonymous. Later, Chamuhi returns to her country. She's offered a low-budget movie with a lead role, which she happily accepts. For the first time, she's the main character. It's a horror movie, and her character's name is Dorami. Due to budget issues, the stunt woman quits, and Chamuhi decides to perform the stunt herself. Everything goes well during the shoot, but afterward, her harness breaks and she falls from a building. As she falls, her vision fills with flashes like fireworks. It feels as if they're celebrating her death. Her eyes close. She wakes up in a hospital bed surrounded by doctors and staff. Media coverage begins immediately. After months in a coma, Dorami has regained consciousness. She becomes famous not only in Korea, but in many countries, as her character is loved worldwide. She has finally become a true celebrity, a lead actress. All her dreams have come true in what feels like the blink of an eye. She has millions of followers, her hospital room is filled with gifts, and people crowd around her. And somewhere else, Ujan is watching the news about her recovery. With this, the part ends. To find out what happens next, stay connected. Bye-bye.